Tom Felton, this is a pinch me moment. Congratulations on Beyond the Wand. In the book, you refer to Draco Malfoy, the character, as this kind of placeholder in people's memories. Is that right?
I mean, all of these books, I think, and the stories are so cherished by people in their own passage of life, whenever they read them, whenever they watched them, whenever it may be, that the physicality of me or Daniel or Emma is just a representative of these cherished moments that people have experienced with the books or the films. So the placeholder part is just that, like, I'm a physical representation of Draco. The reality is, I'm not Draco, although some people do get confused sometimes. But you know, it's so memorable for so many people that I understand that some people don't even want to be friends with me just because I'm Draco Malfoy.
Is that a difficult line to walk then, I guess? Not wanting to ruin the magic, but also just wanting to be Tom?
No, not really anymore. It was at one time. I think when I was first starting out, it was a little bit confusing when people were not so friendly towards me. But over the years, I understood that to be a validation of me doing something right, I think. So yeah, I don't see the confusion at all anymore. In fact, I enjoy it. And people that have taught me that, Jason Isaacs, Alan Rickman, Robbie Coltrane, they were all, whenever kids came on set and they wanted to meet like the actors, they never wanted to meet the actors. They wanted to meet Hagrid, Snape, and Lucius, and they all stayed in character basically whenever kids would come on, much to the delight of the kids and family. So I learned that it was a good thing to be hated.
You mentioned some absolute giants of film there that you got to work with, and as time goes on, of course, we lose some of them. Most recently, Robbie Coltrane. How do you go looking back on those moments that you got to spend with them?
I'm just so grateful to be exposed to that quality of human being so early on in my life. Because now it's a little bit easier for me with hindsight. But the reality was, as a 12-year-old on a set of a major film, Robbie Coltrane set the tone to not take anything too seriously and to constantly muck about. I mean, he insisted that he was playing Hermione and Emma was playing Hagrid for a while. I mean, there was a brilliant playfulness on set, and that was all like part of us sort of having fun, as much fun as we did. And then Alan had this brilliant sense of dry humor that scared me for a few years, and then turned to such a warmth and an understanding of his appreciation for everything. I mean, they all, hopefully they've rubbed off on me. I like to think that all of us, the young actors, have benefited massively more from what our co-stars did offset more than what they did on. So yeah, I just feel very grateful.
Well, another relationship that fans know very well is your special friendship with Emma Watson. She has written the most beautiful foreword for you in this book. What does she mean to you?
Yeah, she was one of the big pushers of me to tell the full story, really, and not just sort of do sort of anecdotal stories about life on Potter. Also just encouraged me not to just share the fluffy bits, so to speak. And yeah, we see each other whenever we can, and we've got a mutual love for each other for sure.
Another person that I guess you're all, as a podcast, intrinsically linked to is J.K. Rowling. Now, she has been in the headlines most recently for very polarising opinions. Is it tricky being connected to someone like that who you may otherwise not be?
Not really, for me personally. I know obviously none of it would have been here without Jo, but she wasn't part of the filmmaking process at all, really. I think I saw her once on the set in the 11, 12 years that we were there. But I am quick to remind people and myself that in a world of constant divisiveness, I haven't seen anything as potent as Potter that has brought people and generations together. The stories, the fan groups, the choices of Hogwarts House, etc. Those are the things that I celebrate.
Makes me want to go back and watch watch the movies all over again. It must be so hard, though, playing a character that is so hated and evil, and then you would really assume, because he plays it so well.
Yeah.
And when you're a kid in that stage where you're still trying to work out what your actual identity is, but you're so intrinsically linked to this horrible character, and then you're going out into the world and nobody wants to be friends with you because they think you're Draco Malfoy.
Yes.
How do you even deal with that as a human? And he seems lovely.
I agree. No, it's difficult, but I did have someone who worked in television once said to me, if you're on television, be the mean guy. Because then when people come up to you, you can treat them however you want it and they love you for it.
Is that what you've been doing?
Yes!
Although somebody told me Tom Felton actually pretty evil.
Really? Was he acting just then in that whole interview?
Well, it's not the person who's on his way out.
Absolutely divine.
Not there anymore.
Tom Felton's Beyond the Wand is out now.